All right, one of the things I want to talk about real quick are the primary reasons why you might not be able to maintain pace and keep up when following a pre-planned training program. And when I talk about a pre-planned training program, I'm talking about one in which all the details are written out for the next several weeks before you even start. Now I know for me, nothing kills my motivation to train more than having all the details written out before I even start, but that's not to suggest that it can't be a very effective way for some people to train. For those who want to take the guesswork out, they don't want to have to make any decisions, it can be a very effective way to train because all you need to focus on is bringing forth your best effort. And as long as you do that, that's what you're rewarded for most anyways. Now in theory, most programs look doable. On paper, they look very realistic, but in reality, it doesn't always turn out that way. So I want to talk about why that is and what you can do about it. Now the first reason has to do with most people overestimating what they think they're capable of. Most programs ask you to use a certain amount of weight. It's generally a representation of how much weight you can lift. If you don't know how much weight you can lift, you're likely to overestimate what that number is, and as a result, you start the program with too much weight. As the program progresses and the weights are increased, you're unable to maintain pace with those changes, and as a result, you get demotivated and quit, or you try to force yourself to do something you know you have no business doing, which will overwork your capacity to recover or risk injury. Now the next reason has to do with how experienced you are. If the program's asking you to do an exercise or a certain amount of sets and reps that you've been doing, you're already adapted, then progress is going to be slower. On the flip side, if it's asking you to do something that you've never done before, an exercise you have no experience with, or a certain amount of sets and reps that you never do, then progress could be slower. Now the final reason, very simply, if you don't provide your body with the resources necessary to recover from the demands imposed, then progress is going to be slower. So what can you do if you're unable to maintain pace with the changes that the program is making? Well, if you were able to complete your last week of training, but this week is a little too challenging for you, just go back and redo the last week. Give your body ample time to make the necessary adaptations. At the end of the day, you're not going to look any different if you finish the program on time or it takes a little bit longer.